That's right, Jake. And look, there are signs actually up here near the track that say no Confederate flags, letting people know why NASCAR made that choice. I've been to a lot of NASCAR races across the entire country. I've never seen so many Confederate flags as there were right across the street from here in Talladega yesterday on Sunday. 5,000 fans were let in, but a lot of people showed up to protest.
Developing now, the Department of Justice is investigating after a noose was found inside the garage of NASCAR driver Bubba Wallace. He's the only black driver that races full-time in NASCAR's Top Cup Series. Wallace tweeted about the news, saying it's a, quote, painful reminder of how much further we have to go as a society and how persistent we must be in the fight against racism. This comes just weeks after Wallace called for the sport to get rid of the Confederate flag at events, which it did.
This sport is in a progressive mode. This sport is in a moment where this crap, this despicable crap, is not only not acceptable, but there's just no place for it. Whomever that is, I hope that you are so ashamed of yourself.
NASCAR says the organization is angry and outraged, and when the person who left the noose is found, they'll be banned from the sport for life.
At this hour, a major show of solidarity for Bubba Wallace, NASCAR's only black driver in its top circuit, one day after some awful person left a noose in his garage stall. Before today's race, his fellow drivers pushed Wallace's Victory Junction Chevrolet down pit row as others followed in procession. This comes as the Department of Justice announced it is investigating this case. CNN's Diane Gallagher is at Talladega Superspeedway in Alabama, where today's race is happening. And Diane, that noose was found in a restricted space. Shouldn't that help narrow down who might have been able to put it there?
Yeah, Jake, and in theory it should. In fact, I mean, look, it's quite possible that the person who placed that noose in that garage stall was watching that emotional procession from right here at the track today, because it was limited to essential personnel. So we're talking about NASCAR teams, officials, medical and security personnel, people who have credentials. Now, the timeline that the FBI, the Department of Justice, are looking into right now is as follows. Apparently, a team member of the number 43 car found that noose in that garage stall. They alerted NASCAR. Bubba Wallace never actually saw the noose himself. It was the president of NASCAR who informed him about it. The FBI is here on site in Talladega right now going through evidence. We know there are cameras, but NASCAR would not say if anything or what was caught on camera that might help lead them to it. It said they are talking to people who may be in the area. Now, Bubba Wallace has focused on trying to lead NASCAR into a more civically minded, becoming a more civically minded sport. After that emotional procession, he tweeted this selfie of him with all of those other drivers, those members of the garage behind him, standing in solidarity. Hashtag I Stand With Bubba was actually painted on the infield, Jake, to show that the sport is behind him in this.
And we should note that Bubba Wallace, he led the call on NASCAR to ban the Confederate flag, and NASCAR complied. They went along with it. Some fans, of course, say that decision does not sit well with them. What are they telling you as to why not?
That's right, Jake. And look, there are signs actually up here near the track that say no Confederate flags, letting people know why NASCAR made that choice. I've been to a lot of NASCAR races across the entire country. I've never seen so many Confederate flags as there were right across the street from here in Talladega yesterday on Sunday. 5,000 fans were let in, but a lot of people showed up to protest. This is why one woman says that the ban doesn't sit well with her.
When I think of the Confederate flag, I just think like a good old redneck boys. I really didn't have a problem with them. The flag, it's just, I feel like they're taking people's rights away.
Yeah, I will tell you that NASCAR executives have been extremely vocal on the fact they feel they made the right decision. And Bubba Wallace, as well as many other NASCAR fans, people of color, Jake, have thanked them for that, saying it's now a more inclusive place, they believe.
The Confederate flag, a symbol of a treasonous army that took up arms for the right to rape and kill and own black Americans. Diane Gallagher, thank you so much. Also this hour,